everybody. David Shuster here on Take Action News. A special shout-out to everybody listening to us over WCPT, one of our favorite affiliate stations in the city of Chicago. So glad to have you with us. You know, in the midst of everything that happened this past week with the bombings at the Boston Marathon and the searches and the investigation, it's hard to believe, but it was 18 years ago this past week when we had the Oklahoma City bombings. I was a local reporter in Little Rock, Arkansas. I managed to get to Oklahoma City within a couple of hours, and we'll never forget the scene there. 168 people killed, several hundred wounded, the Murrah building essentially destroyed, and some really creepy things associated with that day. It was Patriots Day, the significant day for particularly the right wing in our country, people who celebrate the first shots fired in the Revolution, and they honor Patriots Day ever since. It was also the anniversary of the Waco attack. So here to talk a little bit more about Oklahoma City and why it still matters, and in fact, that's the name of the book, Oklahoma City, and what the investigation missed and why it still matters, is Andrew Gumbel. Andrew, thanks for being part of the program.
Be here.
So, Andrew, first, tell us, the overview. Why does Oklahoma City still matter?
Well, I think that there are a lot of lessons that were not learned at the time that have had to be learned painfully since, and in some cases may still need to be learned. The biggest lesson from going through all the government files in the case, talking to most of the protagonists in the investigation and in the prosecution, is this, which is that a lot of mistakes were made, a lot of avoidable mistakes were made, a lot of frustrating things happened. And in particular, thinking of 9/11, a lot of the things that happened in the run-up to 9/11 that shouldn't have happened had already happened 6 years earlier, which is to say police and agencies receiving credible threats, individual agents getting very concerned, passing warnings up the line, those warnings being disregarded, agencies not talking to each other adequately, playing games of hiding information from each other, and so on and so forth. How is this relevant today in Boston? I mean, I think one of the things that is very interesting just to look at the last week, some of the questions we'll need to ask looking back. Number one is, how well did everybody get along? Were there ways in which this case could have been solved differently, with less violence, without the final shootout, if the agencies had worked more smoothly together? We don't know. It may well be they worked extremely well together. Another question is about the public pressure to solve the case. And in 1995, this I know for sure, the pressure was absolutely overwhelming. Everybody felt compelled not to bide their time, not to be patient, but just to jump on people as fast as they could. And for that reason, there was no opportunity to put surveillance out on McVeigh once they'd identified him. There was no opportunity. Not only was there no opportunity to do that to Terry Nichols and his brother James, who are of high-interest investigators, but actually they put their names out on the radio through a media leak, and Terry and James Nichols had forewarning that the feds were after them, which gave them opportunities to take evasive action, warn off other people, destroy evidence. We don't know exactly what they did or did not do, but they certainly had that opportunity. In this case, one big question, I think, will be, did they time it right when they put out the video and the still photograph images of the brothers? My sense from those leaks that had to be retracted on CNN and on AP and on Fox News is that they probably had most, if not all, of that pictorial information 24 hours earlier, and they decided to sit on it to see if they could find the brothers by themselves without having to appeal to the public. And the reason why that matters is this. If you put out an appeal to the public, obviously there's a big positive, which is you get people phoning in with tips saying, I know who these people are, I've seen them, all the rest of it. The downside is, number one, that you risk having a violent shootout exactly like the one we saw. And the other is, if your concern, and the investigators' concern certainly will be this, is to worry about the possibility of other conspirators, that becomes much harder once your main suspects know that they're being chased. Again, there's no opportunity to tail them discreetly. There's no opportunity to tap into their communications by phone or in any other way. So if anybody else is involved in the Boston Marathon bombing, it may now be much harder to find that out. And even if Dzhokhar Tsarnaev survives, he has little motivation to cooperate with the police. They're very unlikely to cut him a meaningful deal. So even if he survives, and even if they get the chance to question him, if he chooses to protect other people, if there are other people, he may not be the way to find that out. So there are opportunities gained and opportunities lost, and this is about fine judgment under tremendous pressure from the media, from political overlords, from the White House, from everybody, from the city of Boston, obviously, as well. So, we'll see once some of the inside stories of what happened come out, how successfully this was handled, and whether, it could be this was handled brilliantly. It could be that some unnecessary steps were made under pressure. That'll be something that future journalists and historians will have a chance to look at.